We are live.
Yay.
Well, oh my goodness. Thank you so much for coming. Would you like to tell people who you are? Introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. My name is Shaena Rabbani, and I am a stand-up comedian.
Well, thank you for coming all the way here. This is our humble place of business. I know you got a little bit lost on the way here,
Yeah, I did.
but that's okay. Sometimes people can't find parking, or they'll like go to the front door and they're like, "Is this even the right place?" Because there's an abandoned building like that fell apart across the street.
So
So they're
funny.
like, "We don't know where we're at," and I'm like, "No,
That's
that's
right.
me.
Yeah.
Yep. Stand still. I'll come and get you. I have to give Rich Reagan a piggyback ride inside the other night. It was a real good time. But yeah, thanks for coming. I know that you're really funny and you've been kind of getting yourself around as far as stage time and getting a lot of more. You've been getting booked a lot. So
Thank you.
I see you posting
Thank
all
you.
the time. You're traveling.
Yeah.
What are some cool gigs that you've done recently, or some opportunities that you were really proud of having?
Yeah, recently, let's see. I'm just kidding. I have to wait, let me think. Okay. Recently, um so I was just in Chicago,
That's dope.
and that was a lot of fun. I did like a show out there, and that was a lot of fun. And I've been doing like some more funny bone stuff,
Yeah,
and I just did a contest at Go Bananas, and that was a lot of fun.
that's awesome. I did
Yeah,
that too.
congratulations. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you moved on as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'll
congratulations.
see you there.
I'll see you at the finals. Yeah.
Yeah, don't congratulate me
No,
just
not
yet,
yet,
because
not yet.
we
Yeah.
might go against each other.
No, but just working at, I mean, just I think being at Go Bananas, which is like, for people who don't know, it's a club, and it's so well suited for comedy,
Yes.
and it is just a fun place to be.
It's one of the best places I've ever performed. Like even when I was just an amateur and I was really getting my feet wet, they
Hmm.
give you so much room to play around and to
Yes.
like tag your own stuff and to like they laugh with you almost no matter what. And once you get to a good level where you're a nice joke writer and you know how to really punch something up,
Yes.
they give it to you hard, and you're
Yes.
like, oh, this is fucking great.
Yeah.
They're so close. It's intimate.
Yeah.
The low ceilings
Yes.
give you the reverb. It's one of the best rooms I've ever done. And I haven't really traveled that far outside the Midwest to do comedy, so I'm sure there's some cool places across the country or
Sure.
the world. But for me, like that's definitely one of the pinnacles. So yeah, so moving on and having that great set that night, I bet just the same as you. It felt so
Yeah.
good.
How was your set? It was good.
It was great.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It was really good. I got thrown on to the pro am, so I got to do an extra 2 minutes. So I really got to loosen up and have a shout out to Dwayne Duke. He didn't show up that night, and they were like, "Johnny, do you want to do the pro am and be on the end of the show?" And rather, and I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." I was like, "That's a great opportunity," and so I was really excited. There was some tough competition. I mean, there was some like working comics that I had to go up against that night,
Yeah.
and it was fun.
Good for you. Congratulations. Really, that's
Thank you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think people, I mean, I think like when it comes to contests and stuff, it's easy to like to get caught up in the competitiveness of it. But at the end of the day, like you're just there to have a good time.
That's
You
it.
know? Like I think I try to remind myself sometimes like we're just here to have fun. If you win, that's amazing, but it's also just you got to perform on a really cool stage
Yeah.
in an amazing crowd.
How many
Like,
people get to say they did that? Honestly, it's a small group of people.
yeah.
It's a blessing for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a cool opportunity to have.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Go Bananas is the shit. Shout out all those guys. I can't wait to go back down there in July, right?
It's July.
It's coming up,
Yeah, it's
right?
coming up.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
haven't got the email or the dates yet. Obviously, they're probably still
Yeah.
tallying all that up, but
Have you ever done Wiley's fireworks competition?
yeah, I did it
Okay.
like that was my second show I'd ever done on stage was Wiley's fireworks competition. So I did Sunday Comics like 4.5 years ago, and then they were like, Karen was like, "Hey, you're all right," and I was like, "No, I'm not." I can't believe she said that, but I had decent stage presence, but I didn't have jokes at that time. She was like, "You should do fireworks," and I was like, "All right." So I just signed up, and I did terrible,
Okay.
in retrospect, really bad. And then so I missed one, so I've done three of them, and I've never advanced or anything like that.
Okay.
I don't think I was ready at that time, really.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I had to really like. I'm still trying to find myself, but like as a comic. But I think I got some better jokes now, where like I can start sending out some tapes and doing
Yeah.
some
That's
festivals and
really
more
fun.
more contests and
Yeah.
stuff too.
Isn't that interesting? I was talking to someone about this the other day where like sometimes you can put yourself in an opportunity that you're not quite ready for, and it can actually hurt you.
Yeah,
Even though like you think like, oh, I'm ready for this and I can do this, and you go and you do it, and then it's actually like not the best thing to do. Like
Yeah.
it's important, I think, as a comedian and anyone in any field, it's to be really honest with yourself. Like, am I ready for this? What am I ready for? And to take the opportunity if you feel, I mean, sometimes you have to take things that you're not ready for so that you to help you grow. But
Yeah.
if it's like too big of a step, sometimes I think it can be a little bit um like not good maybe.
It could be like like career shattering, honestly.
Yeah. And I
It could
mean you
take you a
can
few years to kind of recover
to come
from
back
bombing
from
in front of your
it or
heroes and shit.
yeah, you never know. You never know what it could be. Yeah.
Emotionally, it's going to take you 5 years, but as
Yeah.
far as your career goes,
Just a
2 or
few
3
months.
years, and they're like, "Oh, she's getting better," and
Yeah,
they give you some
yeah.
credit, but you're like, "I know you know,
Yeah.
you'll never forget."
Yes. Yes.
A bombing in front of someone you respect is like September 11th. It is.
Yeah.
It's never.
Yeah. It's sure. I mean, I feel like it's not
Well, you
quite
never
the
forget.
same, but like, oh, okay. Yeah, I try to forget the bombing. Not, yeah,
Forget about the bombing of the
on
planes.
stage. No, bombing on stage.
Okay.
I try to forget
Sure.
when after it happens. It's like, I mean, you learn from it. But wait, I will say on the other end of that is sometimes you take opportunities that you're not sure you're quite ready for, and then you do it, and then you crush it, and you're like, yeah, like you. Sometimes I think you got to be a little bit. You got to believe in yourself. You know.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. It's good. I get imposter syndrome sometimes, like when I'm in the studio and stuff, or like when I get big opportunities. I'm like, do they know who I am? Did they get the right email? I'm
Yeah.
trying to talk myself out of that, and as I get older, and as like some of my friends' careers are like soaring past me, I'm like, okay, I should probably take this more serious. Yeah, more seriously, and not because it is playtime. It's like you were saying earlier. Like the point is to have fun. You can get fucking caught up in that too.
Yeah, for sure. Like too much fun and
Too
then
much
not
fun.
taking it seriously.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm a victim of that. I won't say a victim, but I'm guilty.
Yeah.
I'm very guilty of having way too much fun.
Yeah, it's. I think in life, in everything, me personally, I believe that it's all about finding the middle way of everything you do, right? Like yeah, you got to take comedy. I take it really seriously, and sometimes I remember I'm like, oh shoot, this is all about. The point of this is to have fun.
Yeah.
But then sure, you can find yourself on the other end, like, I'm having too much fun. I gotta.
This is a business.
It's going back and forth until you find that middle ground where it's like I'm taking this seriously and I'm having fun.
Yeah.
And that's when I think success happens for you is when you're doing it, all the right ways.
Yes.
But it's a lot of doing it the wrong way until you find out what the right way is for you.
That's the preparation side of it, right? It's like that. Yeah. That's the preparation, and then sometimes the opportunities come early, but when you're really prepped and they come, and then you got it, and then it really feels good. I'm not even there yet, but I just feel like I could just I'm manifesting those things. Yes. I'm sure you are too, as a stand-up and as a creator.
They say, what is it? I think they say the definition of success is when preparation meets opportunity.
Yes.
So it's when you do get that really big opportunity, but you're already prepared because you've been working your little butt off, and and it comes and you're like, I'm ready for this. I can do this. I know I can because I've been working really hard. And then that's when, because it's a little bit of luck and a ton of hard work.
Yeah.
And until you get that opportunity or that whatever that door opens for you, you got to be ready to take it.
You definitely have to be ready to take it. Yeah. It could be daunting sometimes in the process too, because you have to be like you're still living your everyday life and like working a normal life and stuff, and then boom, one day it just happens.
Yeah. And I think it's funny because people will be like, oh yeah, like an overnight success, and it's like people people don't realize how much goes into being successful in anything. I think
at anything
it takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication.
It's like they heard about you last night, and that's about as far as that saying goes. You're like, dude, I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and then as you grow, you also need to have like infrastructure and people that you can count on, and other people that are investing in you, and it's like that stuff takes time too, and those people have to believe in you. So I think once you believe in yourself, other people kind of get the knack to kind of go along with it. And
I think, like you were saying, the imposter syndrome too. I think once you start to really believe in yourself, there is no imposter syndrome because you're like, oh, like I've got this.
Yeah.
And once you start doing that really hard work, there is no imposter syndrome because you know how hard you're working and you know that you believe in yourself. So like imposter syndrome, I feel like comes from a feeling of like, what do other people think about this?
Sure.
Or like, what do other people feel? But at some point you got to realize that no one else matters but you, and not in like a selfish way. But I think that there's too much comparing that happens in this industry. It's like, oh, that guy's getting booked more than me. Oh, that guy is doing this more than me, or that woman is getting booked. Like I think it's reminding yourself that like the only person you're competing with is the person that performed last night. It's
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Like you compete with yourself every morning versus what's he doing and what's he's doing. It's just just it's staying in your own lane and just moving forward. Because I think it's so easy, and I'm guilty of this as well. Like it's easy to get caught up in what are other people doing? Like, am I doing this right? Like,
Yeah.
and it's day by day just letting go a little bit of that so that you can just like propel forward and not worry about. It's so much easier said than done. I'm not obviously. I'm
No.
just telling you this is a journey that I have gone on and I'm going on currently. Is just working on not comparing myself to other people, just comparing myself to the me that I was yesterday.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, just am I booking more shows? Then am I creating more opportunities? Am I on top of my writing? Yeah, it's just challenging yourself. It's just like I feel the same way. For me, lately, it's been like getting back into fitness. Like I've been just working out a little bit here and there, and I took a few months off because I've been so busy. I've been like inundated with tasks from every angle of my life, and I had to drop something, so I just dropped working out. It was a few months ago, and now I feel like shit. And sometimes I'm not confident, and like so now that I've been back on that, and I'm like I'm doing something for myself again. I think it's definitely putting me back on the right track, and yeah, it's something different for everybody, I think. But you have to find discipline, right?
Oh, for sure.
At some point in your
Yeah.
life, and if you can kind of find the discipline, then I think all the success kind of has to measure up to your own inner discipline, and then once you get there, right, you're kind of like at the next level.
Yeah, absolutely. Discipline and what I hear you saying is like you allowed the one thing to fall off was something that was like physical and like helped you like you can't be a good comedian if you're not taking I mean you can but
There's some fat fucks that
it's
are super funny.
yeah, but like
Some
I mean like
assholes.
it's more of a taking care of yourself
Yeah.
more than it is going to the gym. Like
Right.
I look at it like it's balance and discipline, right? It's almost like you're driving a car and each one of the wheels represents something else in your life, whether it's your children and your relationship and your family. One wheel is your career, like your physical career, you're getting on stage, you're doing your podcasting, you're writing jokes. The other one can maybe be like your mental health and like, how you're dealing with your brain. And
This
the
is
other
my
one
exact model. I must be parked
it's
outside. You must have saw, you
I
must
think
have
it's
saw
a
that when you came
human
in.
thing. I think we all have these wheels, and
Yeah.
it's making sure that each one has the right amount of air so that you can just cruise through. Because if you have way more air into your career and you're letting your relationships fall apart, then the car's not going to drive well.
That's such a great analogy. And life like will sometimes be like the dashboard, and it will show you like ding ding ding. Guess what? You need to spend some more
Yeah.
put a couple pounds of pressure in your family. You better put a couple pounds of pressure into your friendships. You
Yes.
haven't wrote Justin in a while. You haven't talked to Shaena in months. You
Yeah.
better say hi, better wish him a happy birthday. Yeah,
Yeah.
life will send you little
Yeah.
reminders, and I think that's a great analogy.
That's cool that you say that. Yes, it's like a warning. It's like, hey, by the way,
Yeah.
your air is low.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes. You
better
have it-
change that oil.
Yes, for me it was also the gym. I stopped, it was really easy to blame the pandemic. For
Sure.
me, it was like, oh, it's COVID. What I mean, like people
Sure.
aren't working out, but like no, I mean for me it was absolutely just like I'm gonna just write every day and I'm gonna get on stage every day, and it's like, oh shoot, I also have to take care of me. Like
Yeah.
that's very important.
Do you know what I've been doing? I'm gonna tell you right now.
Tell me.
So I drive. I do like lawn care and like fertilization and like pesticides. So I drive a truck with like a trailer behind me, and I just get inside the trailer, and I've been doing 50 to 100 push-ups every day.
Oh wow, good for
during
you.
the work week.
That's a lot.
So sometimes it's really hot though. I'll be on like the back of the trailer. So I'm almost certain that someone's caught me on a Ring doorbell cam or something by now, like doing push-ups in their driveway at like 8 in the morning. I can't do them all. I'll do sets. I'll do like 15 or 20
At
throughout the
once.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I'll just jump back in the truck and keep working and just kind of like try to keep that momentum. But I don't have time to go to the gym and like with
Yeah.
gas and everything. But yeah, calisthenics, you could do something. You could do sit-ups or crunches or something. There's got to be something, that you can do. And
There's always something you
Yeah,
can do.
yeah, you just
and
gotta
it's
put
so
your mind to
easy
it.
to say that you don't have time.
For
It's
sure.
so easy to, yeah. And I'm a victim. I mean, I absolutely. These are just. I mean, this is me saying what I try to do
yeah.
and what I'm working on doing, but it doesn't always work. Sometimes
Nice.
there's a lot more air on one tire, and you're like, what's going on?
Or it's the wrong tire.
Or-
You're like, is that a spinner?
Yeah.
The fuck?
One of your tires.
yeah.
Is
What's going on? It's like got a
One is
glow
just
stick in
amazing.
it. It's great. It's a dice.
But the other one's a donut, and you're like, okay,
Yeah,
like a literal donut.
sure. Yeah, it's an actual cream-filled donut. It's not even the right shape. I don't know how we've been getting from place to place.
No, but yes. So it's absolutely, I think it's a game, and I don't think we ever figure out the right answer. I think it's just we continue going until
Yeah,
we find what's right for us.
man, that's a fun thing about life, but also the like kind of like the weird underlying question is like what is right? What are we here for? You know, you can get caught up in that too. But a cool saying I've been kind of telling people lately that I heard, I think Bob Proctor actually is. I'm going to quote Bob Proctor. I'm not sure if it's the guy who owns Procter and Gamble, but the guy who wrote the book The Secret, Bob
Okay,
Proctor.
yeah, The Secret.
So he said everyone's life is like a sand timer, and we get to watch it kind of fall down, and we get to see other people's time just kind of tick away. But what no one can see is like the top of the timer, so you never really know, right? Like how much
Wow.
sand you have.
Yeah.
But like the journey is what's important. It's just like watching the sand and just being in the moment. And if we can be okay with that, no matter what level, what life we are, I think that's what happiness is.
Wow. I absolutely, yeah, I do a lot of meditating, and what I'm learning is like how important it is to just be in the moment.
Yeah,
And that's what you're saying. Yeah, it's kind of like, with comedy, like I think it's so easy. People say like, "Oh, you have to stop and smell the roses." And I never really understood that saying until recently because like you have to be happy today and right now for what you have versus like, oh, like I want to be a headliner and I want to be like, yeah, you can want all those things, but remember that like right now you're happy. This is amazing. Like it's so cool that like we're comedians.
yeah,
Sometimes I just remind myself like I'm literally living a dream of mine and this is so amazing and I'm so grateful for this moment. And even this, right? Like this is so cool. We get to
yeah.
just sit here and talk to each other on microphones.
How
Like
crazy is
that's
this?
amazing.
Yeah.
You like do this,
What's funny is I heard Bill Burr. I watched Hot Ones yesterday, and his edition when he was on there,
Yeah.
and the guy Sean asked Bill. He was like, "So why are podcasts so long?" He's like, "Comedians in particular uploading 1 to even 4 hour long conversations sometimes." And Bill was like, "It's just we're fucking lazy." I was like,
Oh, they
he's
don't
like,
want
"We
to
don't want to edit
Yeah.
it," and I was like, "That's so true." I was like, "That rings true."
That's very funny.
I'm with it. Yeah.
I also think it takes a while because when you first sit down for a podcast, there's cameras, there's microphone, and you're not quite like comfortable yet.
Sure.
And then I think like 30 minutes in or 20 minutes in, you kind of forget that these things are here, and
Yeah.
that's when like
You start
you
cooking.
really start like talking. And I think
Yes.
it takes a while, like
Yes.
to get to that good conversation.
It takes a while to
Sometimes.
get warmed up to any other human when you're,
Yeah.
but even especially when you have the cameras and the lights on
Mm,
you, I will wholeheartely agree with you that it's a little bit nerve-wracking at first. And you got to loosen up and be like, "Okay, this is my friend and we're just having fun."
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
cool.
But I
I'm
think
glad you came. This is awesome.
yeah, thank you so much for having me.
This will be
We've
a
been
good one.
trying. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been wanting to come, and
Yeah, you
it's
almost came a few months ago back when I
yeah.
first started working here.
Oh yeah, but I think a few times.
Were you going to
Was
come
it?
to my house in the beginning
I think it
also?
was your house at
Yeah,
first.
that's
Yeah.
right.
And then a couple months ago. And I'm actually glad that we it's that we finally made it happen.
Yeah,
And so thank you.
this is a better level for you to come hang out
Yeah,
in my
how
living
cool.
room
I had
anyway.
no idea.
I didn't either. I'm still surprised every time I come in here. I'm like, all right, am I at the right
This is
house?
mine.
Yeah, exactly. Chris is like, no, buddy, this is you. He's like, let's do this, and I'm like, that's
Aw,
next level, man. He's a great
yeah.
guy. I'm super blessed. Got a lot of great people in my life, and yeah, it's a good time right now. It's a good time. I get to look at my fucking janky teeth every day.
Oh my gosh.
People keep taking people keep taking shits on my teeth, and I'm like, listen, that's a hand drawing, okay? So this is like an actual replica of my teeth.
Someone drew this by hand.
Yeah, my friend Cody hand drew this on Photoshop with an Apple Pencil on his
Oh,
iPad.
okay. Okay. I have a friend who recently drew one of me, and that's how they do it then. It's with an Apple Pencil.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Okay.
I just sent him a photo. Andrew Dench did some headshots for me, and I just sent him one of my favorite ones. And I was like, "Can you redo this so we can do like some stickers and some merch?" I haven't really decided what we're gonna do yet, but I think buttons of that would look fucking cool too, with the neck
Oh, we have
trippy.
some merch. Yeah,
Yeah.
some podcast merch.
I'm gonna get some podcast merch
Yeah,
out.
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm gonna send some stuff out to the people who subscribe to me on Patreon and stuff too. I think that's important, and I'm also giving everyone for the first year. It doesn't matter if you sign up for the $3 tier or the $5 or the $10. I'm gonna give everybody early access for like the first year until I build up, that following and that revenue on there, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and start doing a separate piece of media just for those people. Also, and then also probably cut those tiers off to where Like I appreciate like the smaller donation every month would be great, but I would still give them something for supporting me. But like I obviously want to give people who are paying like $10 a month something premium that they can watch
Yeah.
that nobody else gets. Just get a piece of my life. So yeah, that's where I'm going. Basically creating my own reality TV show in
No,
a weird kind of way.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the production.
I mean, that's what we're doing anyway. And stand up, right? We're selling ourselves. Like
Yeah.
it's us that people are buying into. It's
Yeah.
not necessarily, it's you. It doesn't matter if it's a podcast or a book that you wrote or a TV show that you're on or a podcast that you're a guest on. I think people just want to see you.
Yeah, that's what social media is in general, and like short forms, and then all you have to do is kind of cut that stuff down, send it throughout social media, and then I think it will resonate. And the people there's a bunch of other assholes out there who are gonna love me. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
I just haven't been out on the mainstream wire yet. I'm
Yes.
still in Ohio. I'm still a little Jim here, floating around the Midwest.
Yeah.
But I'm grinding my teeth. I want to get good at comedy. before I go to LA or New York, I want to be undeniably funny. Like,
Of course.
I have some bad sets every now and then, but who doesn't? But I don't know. But there's also this thing in the back of my mind that's like, why not now? Like, if you're gonna jump, then jump. And there's like that one really famous saying, like, I don't know what it is, but it's somewhere along the tune of like, the time is now. There's no time like tomorrow or now or something like that. I don't know.
There's no time like the present.
There's no time like the present or
Yeah.
something along those
Yeah.
lines. And I'm like, okay, so I have this internal battle where maybe I should just go, but am I ready? And
I think I'm kind of in a similar place. I think that there's like this, for me at least, there's this feeling of, like you want to be ready before you do something, but also if you wait for the perfect moment, that moment's never going to happen. Like, I think you have
Yes.
to make that perfect moment.
to manifest it
Right.
and be uncomfortable sometimes.
Or just do it. Yeah. Yeah. And you have to be, it's so crazy how, like, as a kid, as an adult, up until 2 years ago, I avoided anything that made me uncomfortable. I never wanted to be uncomfortable. And these past 2.5 years of my life have been like the most amazing years of my life, but also the most uncomfortable. Like,
Yes.
that's where growth comes. You got to be uncomfortable. Everything you do, like, you have to. If you just stay comfortable your whole life, you're just gonna stay content. You're
Yeah.
gonna stay satisfactory, and that's not living. I mean, maybe for somebody.
You know who's
but-
comfortable? Koala bears.
Yeah.
They don't evolve. They only eat one thing. They only eat eucalyptus. This is the one animal who hasn't evolved in like 10,000 years.
Wow, but they're so cute.
I know, but no one wants to be a koala.
Nobody wants. Yeah, no one's ever like what are they called? Like totem? No, like
My-
my spirit animal
yeah.
is a koala bear.
Do you ever
Like,
see? You ever meet a dude with a koala tattoo on his neck? That's a tough guy thing.
Usually they're lions
Yeah,
or
yeah.
cheetahs.
Right.
Or, I don't know, elephant. No, not an elephant.
It's like no evolution here, bro.
Yeah. Stay comfortable.
Yeah, stay comfortable with a
That's-
couch. Just a fucking.
But comfortable is spelled with a K, like koala.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, that's fire. That's a great tag right there. Yep. Tune it up. Type this up, Justin. Make a note. That's a clip. Oh man.
Stay comfortable.
Yeah. Stay
But
comfortable.
yeah, nothing comes from that, of course. And trust me, I mean, I enjoy being comfortable. I think we
Yeah.
all do. And then sometimes it's like that dashboard light comes on and it's like, whoa, we've been being a little too comfortable
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
It's time to get back in the gym.
Time to turn
You
the
know.
AC down.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
get hot.
open the windows a little bit
Yeah.
and get a different perspective, if you
Yeah,
will.
for sure.
Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely it does.
Okay.
Yeah. I get a different perspective.
A different perspective because you're feeling the AC and you're relieved, but also turn that off and roll down the windows. You can also be relieved from nature or just in a different
Yeah.
way. You still get
Yeah.
that same thing going. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Just
So
changes your perspective.
you're saying change, like almost like changing the temperature gives you a different mindset.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
like-
just changing your environment a little bit.
Yeah, I took that. I thought you meant like turn off the AC. It's gonna get hot. You're gonna be sweating, and
Oh,
that's gonna be
sure.
uncomfortable.
Sure.
And that is when you're gonna, like start to, I don't know, do great things because you're uncomfortable. It's like I gotta get out of here. I gotta,
I can't be
I
in
can't be here anymore. I'm not comfortable.
You're like I'm sorry. I just made you like a baby in a back seat in this metaphor for some reason. Let's get you out of there and roll the windows down.
Like the
Let's
little
get her some
dog
water.
that's stuck in the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, man, that's terrible. A lot of people, a lot of people do that though. A lot of
Yeah.
people leave their
People
pets
do
and their
leave their
kids.
pets in the- their kids. People leave their kids in the car.
You never heard that on the news?
I mean,
dude?
like not like normally. I mean, there's like
Dude,
one.
No, that happens all the time. I get so scared of shit like that because I have kids. So I'm always like, you can't have your iPads when you're in the shower, like on the charger and shit, because I think like, what if it like a toaster? Like what if it slips in and you have like this long 6-foot charger that I bought you and I basically killed you?
Oh my gosh.
I was
Wait, your
crazy.
daughters, they want to take their iPads in the shower?
Sometimes they'll like while they're in the bath, they'll put them up on their stand on the toilet and like watch them. And I'm like, you can't charge them when you're in there,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So
How old are your daughters?
6 and 8.
6 and 8.
Yes.
Wow. Good
Yeah.
ages.
They're awesome. They're the coolest thing in my life, honestly. Like,
Aw.
so fun.
Yeah.
My son's amazing too. He's 5. He's like just getting to the point where he's like really becoming a human and kind of getting his brain turned on. But the girls are like full on conversation. Like they're more mature than me sometimes, I think.
Oh, I bet they are.
They're always giving me advice on my comedy, how my hair looks. Daddy, you need to get in the gym.
It's not advice. They're being
It's
mean
terrible.
to you.
They bully the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's
They're
called
homeschooled,
bullying.
so they don't have anyone to bully. So I have to take the butt of it. I do this for my family.
Gosh. Who's homeschooling them?
Their mother.
Their mom.
Yes.
Okay.
And she's great because they're like smarter than both of us. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not than her. She's smart, but
You have 5, 6, and 8.
yes,
Wow.
it's great.
Yeah.
It's a lot of material though. Like they give me so much to
Yeah.
talk about and to think about, like all the time, and sometimes not just like situationally. Sometimes like just like thinking differently.
Oh, for sure.
Like a child's perspective
Oh
can
my
be very
gosh.
interesting
It's-
to a room full of adults sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. I think being a parent, one of the coolest things. I'm not a parent. I was a nanny I nannied most of my life, and was like around a lot of children. And so I think that sounds weird. But I was around. Like I worked with kids, and I think their innocence, the idea that like they've never seen the world before. So like when you see a kid like pick up something for the first time in their life, they're just like amazed by it.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have a lot of learning to do about that, because like we should pick up everything like it's the first time we've ever seen it. Maybe not. But
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. That's a great perspective to have on life whenever you're doing anything, is just be observant and just be grateful, right? Because kids are grateful. They're like, oh, this is
yes,
the
they're just like, oh, this is amazing.
great. They're in
Yeah,
awe.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You take
Sometimes,
them to Disney World and they're just like,
yeah.
But as an adult, you're like, oh, this isn't magical. Like,
Well, unless you're like wasted, unless
Yeah,
you're like
unless
on
you're-
martinis at
Yeah,
Disney
yeah,
World,
then
you
you're
know what I mean? Or you take some edibles,
Yeah.
you're like, this is the best place ever.
yeah.
It's funny. We're actually going to Disney World in October for Boo Fest. So
You are?
Yeah, I'm taking my kids this
What's
year.
Boo Fest? Like scary?
It's like a week long, like it's like a Halloween thing where they
Okay.
trick or treat in the park with like characters and everything.
Aw. What are your kids know what they're gonna be for Halloween?
No, we haven't decided yet. They're trying to figure. I'm gonna let them kind of pick out what we're all gonna be and stuff. But they're wanting like Disney characters, and
Yeah.
so whatever they decide, I don't know. We haven't really picked it out yet, but yeah, we're gonna be down there for a week. Like it's gonna
Aw.
be great.
Yeah, they're gonna have fun.
I'm excited, dude.
It's probably cool. Like again, that same thing. Like seeing stuff through your kids' eyes is probably such a cool feeling. Like,
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna be vlogging, so I'm gonna be like
You're gonna
smoking
be
weed and shit.
vlogging?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like sneaking off and smoking weed and like posting it for the people who watch the podcast. Like, you guys
that's
see
only
this?
for your Patreon
For
followers.
sure. Yes, exactly. You hear that? You hear what you'll get with me? This is high quality production, high value. I tell you, doesn't get much better than eating edibles in a men's restroom at a fucking Disney World.
Disney World's gonna be like looking for you.
I know, dude.
Your kids are gonna be standing there by themselves. Like, where's your dad?
Yeah.
He's in the bathroom.
Where, yeah, I think he's been in that Porter John for 2 hours.
Porter John. I think they have real bathrooms.
I know, but I went to the border. I just went to the construction site.
It was like real bathrooms.
So it wasn't
You
even
had
a
to
line.
walk
I was like,
back. You just wanted to have a longer walk. You
Sure.
wanted the edible to kick in by the time you got back.
yeah.
That's what it was.
I wanted to pretend like I was in the middle of the desert and not at Disneyland spending $20,000.
Yeah, I get it. It's really expensive.
No, it's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm
fuck
sure your kids
Disneyland.
do give you a lot of material. I think like that's the point of as a comedian. I think like when you do big life things, at least you get like material out of it.
It's the
you
only
know?
reason I agreed to go.
That's the only reason.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You're like, if this is gonna cost me thousands of dollars, I better get at least 20 minutes of material out of it.
If I don't have a 10-minute bit by September 1st, I'm leaving my family
Or you're
at
staying.
Disney World.
You're never leaving Disney
No,
World.
yeah,
You're like, we're staying here until I think of something
Yeah,
funny.
They live in the Tower of Terror now. That's what.
That's
It's
it.
just Rapunzel's.
You're daughter's hair gets really long.
I know, right? If we don't cut their hair and they live in that tower for months, it will actually.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you're never gonna get the material.
Yeah,
So,
like you guys want to be real Disney princesses? Remember when Sleeping Beauty?
You're the parent that leaves your kids in the car, aren't you?
With the windows cracked, though. I'm not going to leave the windows up. It's 92 degrees.
Oh my gosh. Oh man.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear the 10-minute bit.
Yeah, me too.
And you guys, we all heard it here first. You have a witness. You have multiple witnesses.
Yeah. No, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I'm a big dude, so like I love theme parks and like fun like that. But like every time I go, roller coasters kick my ass because I'm so tall.
Yeah.
So they like beat the shit out of
Yeah.
me. You're like 5'2"?
5'1". Yeah.
5'1"?
Yeah. Well, 5'1" and 3/4 if I'm wearing shoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. No one's counting.
I'm not counting. No. I think I grew.
She came in here with stiletto platform shoes on to try to compensate for her.
I'm 5'2".
She almost fell off the stage. Are you 5'2", really?
No. I mean, with shoes, I think I'm definitely 5'2".
5'2", depending on which convenience store you're walking out of.
Yeah, depending on
After
like
the
the
robbery.
Chuck E. Cheese, you know? Like,
Oh,
yeah. Steak and Shake has that too.
Dude, why does Steak and Shake?
I don't know, but I actually noticed. I noticed it one time when I was a kid. I remember I was like, "What is that?" And it's definitely for when people rob it, right?
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
I guess. Or they're like, nah, you got to be this tall to eat this fucking
Yeah.
milkshake.
Well, because
Had to sign a waiver too.
I've always been really short, so like I don't like things that you have to like. So I remember like going into Chuck E. Cheese and seeing something. I'm like, oh god, like am I not tall enough? Like
Yeah.
I was never tall enough for roller coasters as a little kid.
Oh man,
I was tall, like so.
I'm like too tall for stuff.
They're like, you can't. I'm sorry, sir.
Everyone's looking. I'm like,
How tall are you?
I'm 6'4", almost
my
6'5",
gosh,
like
okay.
6'4" and 1/4 or something like that.
Yeah. See who's counting,
Who's
Johnny.
counting?
Yeah.
Yeah, not me. But yeah, I don't know. I can't really hide. I've never been good at hide and seek. I'm actually scared of heights, despite how tall I am.
You're scared of heights, so you
Like,
don't like roller coasters.
I'm not like scared of heights, but like I do get a little bit. I do get a little bit nervous. Like looking down over.
I think that's called scared of heights. I think.
Okay.
I think that's what that is. I'm not sure.
I'm good on
definition.
planes and stuff.
Okay.
Like if there's something underneath me and I'm safe, I'm not like panicky or anything. But I've definitely had like some nervous experiences, like being in really high places, and I don't know, maybe because I'm clumsy and I know like
You're gonna fall.
it's it could
Mhm,
happen, you know. Yeah, I'm a lot to hit the ground.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible.
It would be. I think too, as we get older, I don't remember being scared of heights as a little kid. And I went to Cedar Point last year or 2 years ago maybe. And for the first time ever, I was like nervous. And I still had fun, but I think now my brain like knows like science.
Holy shit.
And like I know that like this really isn't that safe.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
I'm
weird.
logical now.
It's weird that when you said the phrase when I was a little kid, I think I just figured out why I'm scared of heights.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Okay, so when I was 4 years old, I was climbing my neighbor's treehouse, and the fucking kid pushed me out of the treehouse, and I broke my arm.
Oh my, he pushed you?
Pushed me out of the treehouse, and I broke my arm. I was actually trying to climb up in, and he like
Was it Justin?
no, he
Oh,
like
okay.
kicked me off. We didn't know each other. We didn't meet
Oh,
until
okay.
9th grade, I think.
Are you still friends with him?
No, I don't know. I'm not
Oh
friends
my
with him. It was
gosh.
actually what's funny is my mom ended up adopting the girl. Her name was Tabitha. So my mom like raised the chick, but it was like her brothers. So it's like someone that I know that I like.
Chick.
I don't know him anymore. My sister Tabitha. She was like my mom adopted. My mom adopted that kid's sister because like their parents had a lot of things going on or whatever, and they couldn't really take care of them. So my mom ended up. We moved away, but we adopted her. But yeah, it was that kid. So it was her brother. His name was Spencer. Fuck you, Spencer. Broke my fucking arm. Pushed
So
me.
he's like kind of like family to you.
Nah, I don't really know him like that.
Oh, okay.
Nah, I mean we were just
He
neighbors.
pushed you out of anger?
I don't really know because I was like 4 years old, but he was probably like 8 or 10. He was quite a bit older than me. He was a bigger kid, but I was like kind of like the baby of all the kids in the neighborhood, and I was like kind of like a brat. And I probably wasn't a good kid. But yeah, in retrospect, I just remember looking over the edge, and then I remember getting like a nudge, and then the next thing you know, I'm in the hospital, and I like broke my arm.
At 4?
I was 4.
You remember it?
Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. When you said when I was a child, I like went back in my mind's eye and I was like, I was like, holy shit! When I was a child, I fell out of a tree. That's probably why I get nervous around edges.
Oh my god,
it's so weird. I'm that high.
That's it, you're scared of trees.
I'm scared of trees too. And my last name's Woods. It's terrifying.
Oh my god!
Every time I get introduced to go on stage, I have
like
a panic
flashback.
attack. I'm like, not the
4 years
Woods.
old.
All right.
Oh my god, you're like, is Spencer here?
Yeah, is Spencer on the stage?
No, Johnny. It's.
I think
Oh
that
my
guy
God,
could be
that's
dead.
sad.
I don't know.
Isn't that wild though? You have one bad experience in a tree as a kid, and now you're like screwed up for life. You know,
Fucked me
like,
up, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. That's so interesting. Well, thank you for helping me work out my inner fears. My inner child is so thankful that you came here
You're
today.
healed now.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna see. I'm gonna climb
Disney World.
I'm gonna climb the tree out back here when we leave.
When we
See
leave.
if Spencer's up there.
We'll vlog it, and only your Patreon subscribers can see it.
Vlog it. Oh, okay. Someone called me a half hour ago. It might have been our next guest. Let me just double check. How long have we been going, Justin? 35. Okay, we did get started a little bit late.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'm not like typically a late person. I like to be on time.
Oh yeah, he's here.
Pretty
Yeah, let me give him a call here. Well, do you want to give your social media before we get out of here? I don't
Yeah.
mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine.
But yeah, we did get started a little bit bit late, but this is so fun. I hope you come back
Yeah, thank you
and
for
do this
having me. It
again
was
sometime.
a lot of fun. My Instagram handle is at I go by Shaena, Shaena. I go by. It looks like it says Igby, but it's I go by.
Okay.
And then my
can come in.
Twitter is at Shaena Comedy. But maybe when you post the thing, we can just tag me in them. But yeah, thank you so
Yes,
much, Johnny.
just come
And
right in
Justin,
right there.
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Shaena, for coming. Justin, I appreciate you for being behind the camera. But this was really fun. You guys, please subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you follow me on Patreon in case I'm deplatformed here. Everyone always laughs when I say that, but just in case, guys, thanks so
never know.
much. Peace out.
Thank you, Johnny.